Getting your first 1,000 users is the hardest thing you will do as a founder. Most people think the answer is Facebook ads or a viral TechCrunch article. But if you look at how companies like Slack, Dropbox, or MailChimp actually started, the reality is much scrappier. They did things that didn't scale. They focused on manual outreach and relentless iteration before they ever spent a dime on broad marketing. If you try to skip the manual phase, you'll usually burn cash on a product that nobody wants. Today, I'm handing you a specific growth system to get from 0 to 1,000 users. We're going to cover 3 things. First, how to validate your offer so you aren't building in the dark. Second, the specific hand-selling tactics for communities like Reddit and Hacker News. And third, the viral loops you need to build into the product itself. This is the playbook for bootstrapping traction without a massive budget. Let's build your growth engine. We'll start with phase 1, the foundation, getting your first 0 to 10 users. Before we chase traffic, we have to chase clarity. You need to ensure you are solving a real problem for a specific person. We call this finding your positioning edge. Don't target everyone. Target someone specific. Give your ideal customer profile a name. Let's call her Jill. Jill isn't just a business owner. She's a solopreneur juggling 6 different tools and craving one dashboard to rule them all. The more specific you are, the easier it is to find where Jill hangs out. Once you know who Jill is, don't launch it to the world yet. Do what Stuart Butterfield did at Slack. Before a public release, he invited 6 to 10 companies from his personal network to use the tool. This small group revealed how the app behaved in real teams, allowing them to fix critical bugs before the broader launch. While you're doing this private testing, you need to sharpen your messaging. I want you to open a spreadsheet. List 5 to 10 competitors. For each one, note their taglines, their pricing, and most importantly, what users complain about in their reviews. Then, write your positioning statement. For example, we aren't just another project management tool. We're the only ones that automatically writes your daily agenda for you. Once your messaging is sharp and the bugs are squashed, we enter phase 2, Scrappy Launch. This takes you from 10 to 100 users. This is where you hustle. We're looking for early adopters on platforms like Product Hunt, Hacker News, and Beta List. For Product Hunt, timing matters. Aim for a Tuesday or Wednesday launch. You need to be in the comments all day answering questions. One founder drove 1,800 visits in a single week just from a well-coordinated Product Hunt launch. If you're technical, go to Hacker News. But be careful, they hate marketing speak there. Use the show H-N format. Title it Show H-N, the problem plus your product name. Keep the description humble and ask for feedback. But directories are just one burst of traffic. You need steady users. This is where you have to go into the trenches of communities, Reddit, Slack groups, and Discord. But here's the golden rule. Follow the 80-20 rule. This means 80% contribution and only 20% promotion. If you just drop a link, you're spam. Instead, find people complaining about the specific problem that you solve. Answer their question genuinely. Then, and only then, drop a casual mention saying, "Disclosure, I built a tool to solve this exact issue. Happy to let you try it out." This is called hand selling. It's slow, but these users are high quality. Another tactic here is building in public. Share your journey on Twitter or LinkedIn. Post your wins, but also your failures. A post like, "Just hit 27 users, here's what's broken," builds trust. People want to support a human, not a faceless corporation. Next, we move to phase 3, growth loops and incentives. This is the path from 100 to 500 users. You have your first 100 users. Now we need to make them bring in the next 400. We need to engineer growth loops. The most famous example is Dropbox. They had a problem. Ads were too expensive. Their customer acquisition cost was over $200 for a $99 product. The math didn't work. So they built a double-sided referral program. If you invited a friend, you got free space, and they got free space. This drove 3,900% growth in just 15 months. If you can, give your users a reason to invite their colleagues. It doesn't have to be storage. It could be unlocking a premium feature or extending a free trial. Another powerful loop is the digital billboard, popularized by MailChimp. When they launched their freemium plan, every email sent by a free user had a footer that said "Powered by MailChimp." Every time a user used the product, they were advertising it. If you have a free tier, figure out how your product can brand itself. If you want a faster cash injection, consider lifetime deals. Survey Sparrow offered a lifetime access deal to the first batch of users. You can do this too. Try saying, "The first 50 users get lifetime access for $49. You're practically giving the product away, yes, but you're buying a community of 50 people who are now financially invested in your success. Finally, we have phase 4. Retention and metrics. This takes you all the way to 1,000 users. Getting users is pointless if they leave. To hit 1,000 active users, you need to stop the leaky bucket. We use a framework I call the 5-stage growth engine. These stages are acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. I want you to focus hard on activation. Activation is the aha moment. It's not when they sign up, it's when they realize the value. For Facebook, the aha moment was 7 friends in 10 days. For your SaaS, maybe it's first report generated or first project created. Track what percentage of signups actually hit that milestone. Let me know in the comments, what's the aha moment for your product? If your activation's low, say 30%, don't spend money on ads. You're just pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. Reach out to the 70% who didn't activate. Send them a personal email. Ask them, what stopped you? Often, a 15-minute concierge onboarding call can save a customer and teach you exactly where your UX is confusing. Finally, set a North Star metric. Airbnb didn't track website visits, they tracked nights booked. Find the one metric that proves your users getting value, and then obsess over that number. To wrap this up, getting to 1,000 users doesn't happen by accident. It happens by validating your positioning, hand-selling to early communities, and engineering loops that turn users into advocates. Don't get distracted by vanity metrics. Focus on that first group of people who love your product, and the growth will follow. If you want to dive deeper into the specific tools mentioned in the system, like where to find micro-influencers or how to set up those referral loops, I've got more resources coming. If this roadmap helped you clarify your next step, hit that subscribe button below. I release deep dives like this every week to help you build a scalable SaaS.